Welcome to Stay Wavy TV. Enjoy and ride the wave.
Good, y'all. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV, back at y'all with some WWE news, man. So last night on Friday Night Smackdown, my boy Oba Femi showed up last night backstage, and we find out that Oba Femi is potentially going to sign to Friday Night Smackdown as a full-time member, right? For those that don't know, Oba Femi is currently a free agent, which means that he can go on any WWE show that he wants, right? And that's exactly what he's been doing. We've seen him on Raw. We've seen him on Smackdown. He was just on Lucha Libre AAA, right? Shout out to Oba Femi, basically just being everywhere, just beating everybody up, right? Beating up a bunch of jobbers, you know what I'm saying? Now, last night, Kit Williams shows up to cut a promo with Oba Femi. And we find out that next week on Friday Night Smackdown, Obama Nation Femi is going to have a match with Kit Wilson. Guys, Triple H has turned Oba Femi, who he said himself is the second coming of Brock Lesnar. He has turned Oba Femi into a jobber, a complete jobber. How could you fumble Oba Femi, bro? Like, bro, Shawn Michaels did such an incredible job with booking Oba Femi to look like a monster. And now that he's in the big league, now that he's stepping with the big dogs, you're putting this man in constant matches that mean absolutely nothing. This man made his debut at the Royal Rumble just to eliminate a bunch of jobbers. He eliminated Rusev. He eliminated Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. Shout out to Zack Ryder, bro. I love Zack Ryder. But at this point in his career, he is a jobber. He's not a main eventer. You had this man cheaply eliminate Braun Breaker, who was already attacked by the guy in all black with the mask on before he even stepped into the ring for the Royal Rumble. So even though Braun Breaker, that's a good person to eliminate, but it doesn't count because of how he was eliminated. Who else did he eliminate? I think Rey Mysterio, Oba Femi eliminated. Oh, congratulations, you eliminated a 50-year-old Rey Mysterio. Good job, Oba Femi. You're definitely going to be a future superstar. No. Then, on the following episode of Monday Night Raw, you had this man just basically walk into the ring against the War Raiders to beat up the War Raiders. Now, a lot of people might say, oh, well, that's a big deal. The War Raiders, they're former tag team champions. Both of these dudes are like sumo wrestlers. They're almost 500 pounds. Triple H is doing a great thing by having Oba Femi beat up the War Raiders. Guys, beating the War Raiders means absolutely nothing. First of all, the War Raiders are barely on TV anymore. When's the last time that you consistently saw the War Raiders have matches on Raw or SmackDown? They barely even have matches anymore, guys. I almost forgot the War Raiders was even signed to the WWE. They're in the same situation as the Street Profits. We don't know if they're going to get released anytime soon, but it's obvious that Triple H and the WWE, they have no major plans for the War Raiders right now. So Oba Femi beating up the War Raiders means absolutely nothing. Then last weekend, Oba Femi shows up to Lucha Libre AAA and he fights Omos. Now, Oba Femi beating Omos, it would be a great deal if Omos was on Raw and SmackDown on a weekly basis. But Omos, the 7'4" African giant, shout out to Omos, bro. I think he has the potential to have a career like the great Khali. But this man hasn't been on Raw and SmackDown for years. Not months, not weeks. Bruh, the man hasn't been on Raw or SmackDown in years. Like 3 years now he hasn't been on Raw or SmackDown. So don't tell me that, oh, Oba Femi beating up Omos is a big deal. Bro, Omos is a jobber. Omos need to change his name to Omos because he's almost never on any shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bruh. At some point, bruh, y'all gotta stop glazing Triple H. I know a lot of y'all been watching the WWE since you were kids, and you want to believe that things are good. But the reality of the situation is, this man Triple H sucks at his job. He does not know how to develop young talent, which is why there is so much heat going on backstage, because the wrestlers are pissed off at the fact that Triple H keeps changing what's going to happen at WrestleMania this year. Because WrestleMania, the pre-sale tickets and all that are very low. They're lower than it's ever been. Triple H is panicking. He keeps switching matches and keeps switching who's going to win who, because he's scared that WrestleMania is going to flop this year and they're not going to sell that many tickets. They're not going to sell out. So he keeps trying to pull strings. He's this puppet master that keeps trying to get, cheap pops and stuff like that to get people to start buying tickets for WrestleMania and to get the viewership up for Raw and SmackDown. So people are getting pissed off at that backstage. And it's causing a whole bunch of drama. This is why Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. You guys think Roman Reigns was really supposed to win the Royal Rumble? No. They know that Roman Reigns is the last big superstar after John Cena. And they know when Roman Reigns shows up and when Roman Reigns is in the main event and when Roman Reigns is champion, guess what, guys? The views go up. That episode of Monday Night Raw after the Royal Rumble that Roman Reigns won, they, for the first time since Raw debuted on Netflix, they got over 3 million views on Monday Night Raw last week because of one man, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, Ramen Noodle Reigns, bruh. That's why they got over 3 million views. So, Oba Femi fighting Kit Williams on this week's episode of Smackdown coming up. This is a spit in the face to Oba Femi, bro. And Oba Femi, you need to have a serious conversation with Shawn Michaels. You need to have a serious conversation with Booker T. And you need to explain to them that you do not want this man, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, Triple K. You do not want this man to ruin your career, bro. Because Trick Williams, Trick Willie, Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers, let's talk about it. Trick Williams has been booked incredible on the main roster so far. And even though I was the first to say, I think Trick Williams has more potential to be a superstar than Oba Femi, I still don't like the fact that Oba Femi is getting booked like a jobber. It's disrespectful, man. Oba Femi is a beast. He's a great in-ring wrestler. He's decent on the mic, right? And Oba Femi should be booked the same way that Bobby Lashley was booked when he first got popping in the WWE. He should be booked the same way Brock Lesnar was booked when he first got with the WWF back in the day, where he won the first time Brock Lesnar showed up at the Royal Rumble. He eliminated The Undertaker to win the Royal Rumble in his first appearance at the Royal Rumble. Why couldn't that get done for Oba Femi? Why? Why couldn't Oba Femi win the Royal Rumble? Because Triple H is scared to give the opportunity to the new guys. He wants to stick with what works. He wants to continue to have the 40-year-old guys that's already stars. He wants to keep having them win because he's scared that if he lets Oba Femi, right, the brother who happens to be black like myself, right, he's scared that if he would have had Oba Femi win the Royal Rumble, that would have affected the ratings or WrestleMania. Nah, bro. That would have brought some excitement to the company. That would have went viral all over social media that Oba Femi won the Royal Rumble in his first appearance on the main roster. You got to take more chances, bro. You can't expect this company to grow if you're scared to take chances, bro. What Ice Cube said, if you were scared, mother, go to church. Like Triple H, if you're scared, go to church, brother. Quit your job. Let Shawn Michaels run the main roster. Let somebody else run NXT and go be a full-time pastor or something, bro. Because it's obvious you don't know what you're doing. It's obvious. Now, let me close the video off like this. I like Kit Wilson. I think Kit Wilson's character is hilarious. I think his new theme song is fire. But when you have a character that's serious like Oba Femi, right? Guys like Oba Femi, when they move up to the main roster, they need to immediately be in the main event picture, right? Oba Femi, he already squashed Kit Wilson. He already squashed him. Why have him have a full match with a guy that he already squashed? Why not book a match with Oba Femi and the big tall guy that's with Solo Sikoa. I don't even know his name because you got Talatanga, you got Tama Labua, you got Balabanga, Doradonda. But that tall guy that's with Solo Sikoa, I would love to see a match with him and Oba Femi. I would love to see a match with Oba Femi and Jacob Fatu. I would love to see a match with Oba Femi and Drew McIntyre. I would love to see a match with Oba Femi and Bronson Reed. Why are we putting Oba Femi in matches with Kit Kat Wilson, bro? What are we doing? We putting Obama Nation Femi in a match with Cat Williams Wilson. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Bro, this just means one thing, guys. Triple H does not look at Oba Femi as a future superstar, and he does not look at Oba Femi as a future main eventer. That whole thing that he said where he compared Oba Femi to Brock Lesnar, bro, he was capping, bro. He probably seen somebody say it on Twitter or YouTube. He might have been watching the C-Jax video. Shout out to C-Jax. But I don't think Triple H believes that. Because if you actually believe that, you would not be booking Obama Femi how you're booking him right now. He sees Oba Femi as a jobber. He sees Oba Femi as nothing serious, bro. Let's just call it what it is. You don't see Trick Williams in a match with Kit Wilson. You know what I'm saying? You would never see Braun Breaker in a match with Kit Wilson. You would never see Logan Paul in a match with Kit Wilson. So why is Obama Femi in a match with Kit Wilson on the next episode of Smackdown? Triple H, bro, you suck at your job. You need to be fired. And I think after this year's WrestleMania, is going to have some very bad viewership, very bad ticket sales. I hope that they get rid of your ass, bro, because you don't know how to do your job, bro. Have The Rock or have somebody else like Shawn Michaels that actually knows what they're doing. Have them run Raw and SmackDown. And with that being said, it's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Happy Valentine's Day. Make sure y'all have a great weekend, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. It's your boy Wavy. I'm out.
Welcome to Stay Wavy TV. Enjoy and ride the wave.
Welcome to Stay Wavy TV.